The specific grip setup, I believe, was used by Gordon Ryan when he faced against Buchecha back in, I forget the exact ADCC, but it was a few years back. But the initial action of the arm drag to an underhook shoulder crunch action, I got that from Gordon. He's very creative, and let me show it to you guys. So from here, Jordan, you're gonna come in nice and close so you can see the gripping sequence. From here, my opponent's gonna have a hand up and present it towards me. I'm gonna take a grip over my opponent's head, and I'm gonna start to dip his wrist into the center of his body here. What that's gonna do is it's gonna start to expose an elbow. I'm gonna come forward, I'm gonna bring my hand behind my opponent's deltoid muscle here, my thumb nice and flush, and I'm gonna connect my shoulder to my opponent's shoulder. Now, the directionality here of the initial Sumi Gaeshi attempt is an important one here, okay? A lot of times the mistake people make here is they go straight back to their back, and then when my opponent posts his hand on the mat, good, and they go for this underhook, the underhook is very shallow. And because the underhook is very shallow, they never get a deep bite, and maybe even the opponent manages to free his elbow altogether. So where you go to off balance your opponent here is very important. What you want to picture is a quadrant, and I'm going to take him to the upper left-hand corner, my left-hand side, okay? So now from here, I grab his wrist, I dip his wrist into his body, and I expose that space between his elbow, and from here I come through. Now, watch as I go for my Sumi Gaeshi, I bring him off to a quadrant. That causes him to post his hand directly over me, which as I slip under and through, now I have a very deep underhook here. From here, I bring my elbow to my opponent's AC joint and I clasp my hands together. I use my left foot to scooch my hips under him and I sit him back up. Now, off of sitting back up, I dip my right foot under my own left foot, and now from here I start to go for my Sumi Gaeshi. From here, I'm going to manage to draw him over with the Sumi Gaeshi and finish the shoulder crunch action, okay? Let's look at this one more time. You'll notice throughout the technique, my hips are switching from left to right, from left to right. This is a crucial aspect of guard play that you have to be able to perform if you want to be a good guard player. One more time, come in nice and close, Jordan, so they can see the hand fighting sequence. From here, I grab a wrist and I dip a wrist into his body. That exposes his elbow. I grab my hand through and I glue shoulder to shoulder. Now, I off balance to a quadrant. There, so that his his hand is extended over my body. So when I slip my right arm through, I manage to get a deep underhook. I clasp, forward shrimp, knees to chest, knees away from chest. From here, I tuck my right foot under my left foot as I start to capitulate down to my shoulder, and that gives me a strong shoulder crunch Sumi Gaeshi.